Today I'd like to do a video of my updated EDC, which stands for Everyday Carry. And what EDC basically means are all the items that you carry on your person on a daily basis. So as a lot of you know, I like taking a tiered approach to my EDC system. So starting off with tier 1, I have all my core items, and then I expand out from there for items of redundancy as well as additional features. So what I'd like to do for this video is go through all the tiers of my EDC system one by one. For those of you interested in any of the particular items included in this video, I've also made a PDF document which has an itemized list of all the items for each of the tiers, as well as hyperlinks to those items, just in case you'd like to purchase one. So let's get started with this video featuring my updated EDC. Tier 1 consists of all of my core items, and what I mean by core items are items that I'm always going to have no matter what. If I'm wearing gym shorts and a t-shirt, I'm still going to have these items with me. So let's get started with this particular tier. Let's expand out. A lot of these items are very common. I'm sure everyone has these. They might not call them their EDC. Let's start off first with my wallet. It's just a standard leather wallet. This particular one's made by Timberland. There's nothing too fancy about this one. I do have a few prepping related items in here, such as a Band-Aid, alcohol wipe, and for all of my credit cards I use one of these RFID blocking card protectors, and some cash. So always want to have my wallet with me. Next, you saw this in a previous video, I have my EDC keychain, and I have several items in here. You can check out that video if you want the specifics on all of these. I'll just go through them really quickly. So I have a Leatherman Bruiser, a Kingston USB flash drive, a True Utility Nanolite, True Utility Cash Stash, which I use for a pill container. I have the Tech Accessories P7 suspension clip. And let's see, I think that's everything. Oh, and then I also have the 4.7's titanium whistle. And those are all the items that are included on my EDC keychain. So I'm always going to have my keys with me. Next, I have my smartphone. I use the Samsung Galaxy S4. I'm not going to turn on the phone, but I will show you a little stash that I have in the back of it. So when you open up the case here, I have some additional items. I have an extra Band-Aid. I have some $20 bill, just some spare cash. And then I also have the same list of emergency numbers that I include in my Altoids EDC tin. So you saw that earlier. I just in case I were ever to need them with my phone, I have them there too. So I have a little mini stash of gear on my cell phone. And I've tested this for thermal mitigation errors. I haven't experienced any problems with having those items behind the case like that. You just have to make sure not to cover up the microphone or speakers or anything like that. So that's why you have the tape on there. So my smartphone. Moving on, the next item I have is my watch, and recently TheUrbanPrepper gave me a watch for our anniversary, our 5-year anniversary. This is made by Movado. This is the Movado Men's Luno Sport stainless steel watch. It's the best watch by far that I've ever had. Let's do a close-up on it. Let's see, the wrong way. All right, there we go. This is just an awesome watch. I'm not going to show you what's engraved in the back. There's something a little special in there that's not really for YouTube. But I highly recommend this one, although it's fairly expensive. So if you're looking for any kind of gift for yourself, or maybe if you want your wife to get you something, this would be an awesome watch to have for it. And then since I live in the Washington area, I'm always wearing a hat, and you've seen this pretty much in all my videos. I have a Kangol cap. This is the wool one. I have various Kangol hats, and so I always am wearing a hat. And those are all the items included in Tier 1 of my EDC. Tier 2 consists of all of my EDC tools, and I store the majority of these items in my front right pocket, which also has the watch pocket. So let's get started with all the items that you'd see in this particular tier. Starting off first in the top right hand corner, we'll go with my pen. And the pen that I use for my EDC purposes is the Fisher Space Pen Bullet Chrome Finish. This is a great EDC pen. It turns into a full-size pen. It's always going to write for you. You're never going to have a problem with it, no matter what the weather is or where you happen to be writing with it. It's an awesome EDC pen. I think everyone should have one. So the Fisher Space Pen. Next, we have my pocket flashlight. So for flashlights, I like having multiple ones in my EDC system. And so the one I keep in my front pocket is the Phoenix E05. So a lot of you might know that I really like my pocket clips, but I chose to go with the Phoenix E05, which does not have a pocket clip, just because it fits very nicely in your watch pocket. You don't really need to have a clip. It just fits right in there. It doesn't really fall out on me at any point. It's a great little flashlight. I highly recommend this one too. A lot of people have this on their EDC keychains. I like having it in my front right pocket. So the Phoenix E05. Next is my folding knife. And so the knife that I went with is the Enzo 75 Curly Birch folding knife. This is a great folding knife that was recommended to me by Stefan Schmalhaus. I really like it. Some of the specifics: it's a liner lock. It has the nice curly birch scales on it, which I really like. I find that when you have like a wooden scale to a pocket knife, it's less intimidating when you pull it out in any kind of business setting. So that's why I went with that. The blade thickness is 3 millimeters. The blade length is 3 inches. It's made of a D2 steel. The handle is 4 inches. And it's originally made in Finland with a Scandinavian cut. It's a great little pocket knife. I'm planning on doing a review of it shortly. So, the Enzo 75 Curly Birch folding knife. If you're interested in purchasing this particular knife, it's kind of hard to find in the US, so I recommend going through www.bladecousa.com. They have a great selection of pocket knives, including this one. They have a great price on it, so make sure you check out bladecousa.com. See, next is my multi-tool. And with all my EDCs, I've always had the Leatherman Juice S2. I think it's probably the best EDC multi-tool to have. It's medium size. It's not a completely full multi-tool, but it has, you know, the majority of the functionality that you'd ever want to have. It fits really nice and neat in your watch pocket. Has a variety of tools on here. The pliers. You have a bottle opener. Awesome scissors. Extra little utility blade, as well as some other, you know, various screwdriver heads, flathead screw, Phillips screw. Yeah, it's just really great multi-tool. I'm sure a lot of you are already familiar with it. I highly recommend it. And then last is I've been carrying a paracord bracelet. And I know earlier I mentioned that I don't like wearing tactical jewelry, but I made a little special clause in that particular rule for if your favorite sports team happens to win the championship, you have to wear, you know, it's okay to wear some colored to represent your being a fan of that. So I went with this custom paracord bracelet. It's made by Custom Paracord Creations. I have a link to that in the PDF. It's an awesome paracord bracelet, and I get all sorts of compliments of it for being Seahawks themed colored. So those are all the items that I include in Tier 2. Tier 3 consists of all of the items of my EDC that are for redundancy as well as additional capabilities, and I usually always have them stored in my jacket pockets. Since I live in a state that has poor weather, I'm usually always wearing a jacket, and even when the weather's nice, I'll probably have a Scotty vest on anyway, so I usually always have these items with me. So let's start off first here in the top right-hand corner. So the first item is a mechanical pencil. You've seen this in previous videos. This one's made by Pentel. This is the Pentel 0.9 millimeter mechanical pencil. It's actually used for drafting purposes, but I've been using it for years. I'm very comfortable with it, and I prefer writing with a mechanical pencil if possible, even though I do carry a pen with me in my EDC system. So to go along with the mechanical pencil, I also have a notepad. And this notepad is made by Moleskine. It's a very tiny little notepad, and usually I use it for YouTube notes as well as prepping notes, and I have it in my jacket pocket. So a Moleskine notepad. Next, I want to have some items for first aid. As a lot of you know, I carry what I call a mini medi. And basically in this little plastic bag I have various first aid equipment, antibiotic ointment, some burn gel, various band-aids, and just other first aid type of boo-boo kit basically. So a mini medi. Next, you saw this in a previous video. This is my Urban Altoids EDC tin version 2.1. Check out that video if you want to see all the items that are included in this tin. It's basically an EDC kit designed for general everyday carry purposes in an urban environment. So check out that video if you want to see all the items that are included in this Urban Altoids EDC tin. Continuing on, I have my primary flashlight, and the flashlight that I've been carrying, it's made by 47s. This is the 47s Mini 2 M2A. This is actually the upgraded version of the Cork Mini AA squared. It has some extra lumens, and I just really like this kind of flashlight. It has a flat tail cap, great pocket clip, which you know I enjoy, has multiple modes to it, takes a standard battery type, has a nice texture to it. It's just an awesome flashlight. So I highly recommend this one as a primary flashlight for EDC purposes. So again, this is the 47's M2A flashlight. Continuing on, this is kind of a new item in my EDC system, but I've been carrying it with me every day. So I like having a radio with me. I do a lot of commuting during the week, and so I like having some form of entertainment with me. So I have a radio, and the radio that I've been carrying is made by Sangean. This is the Sangean DT180 pocket radio. I think this is the best pocket radio to carry. It's a digital radio. It's very small. As you can see, here's the Kato KA200. If you want a little size comparison, you can see that the Sangean's thinner, it's about the same length, same kind of battery type, and it has a lot more capabilities and a better signal. So it doesn't have an external speaker on it, but I don't mind because I always use headphones when I'm carrying this radio. It also doesn't have a NOAA weather band, but for EDC purposes, listening to AM and FM radio, I listen to a lot of sports talk radio. This is the one that I want to carry with me. It allows you to store different stations on there. It has an auto shut-off, just a lot of capabilities. I'll be doing a product review of this. So, the Sangean DT180 radio. And to go along with that, I also have some headphones. These are just some $10 headphones made by Skull Candy. It also has a microphone capability right here. So I also would use those with the smartphone that you saw previously in Tier 1. So just some simple headphones with a microphone. Last, here's another item that's kind of new for my EDC system. Since when you're using these smartphones, you're often going through your battery like crazy. So I want to have additional power capabilities for that. So I've been carrying with me, this is made by Anker. This is the Anker Astro Ultra Compact Portable Battery. It's an awesome external battery. I highly recommend it. It's like a lipstick size. Also comes with a nice little case, so if it looks like you want to store Jerry Garcia's ashes with you, you could put it in there. But I usually have it out at all times. So it has this is using a USB micro charger. You could there's various charger types. You could order different kinds. So actually, the cable that comes with this particular external battery is a lot longer. So I had a smaller one that I just connected to it. So basically, when you want to charge this, you put the USB micro up there, connect this into your computer or maybe a charging dock, and then you would charge this. And then when you're ready to charge your device, so if you're carrying this with you for EDC purposes, just connect the USB micro to the device you want to charge and press the little button. The light will come on and the device will start charging. So it's awesome. This gives you a couple extra charges with you for EDC purposes, and it's just I highly recommend it. It's a great little external power to carry with you for your urban environment. And those are all the items that I include in my Tier 3. Tier 4 is the last tier in my EDC system, and as always, it consists of my Urban EDC backpack. This backpack is made by Maxpedition. It's the Maxpedition Pygmy Falcon 2. I think it's an awesome backpack for EDC purposes. I'm not going to go through all the items that are stored in this backpack just because I have a dedicated video for that. You could check that out on my channel. But this just provides me with a lot of different items for redundancy, extra capabilities, laptop, things like that. I carry it with me whether I'm commuting, whether I'm out and about, and having it stored in the car. It's usually always close by. So Tier 4 is my Urban EDC backpack. Now that we've gone through all the items of my 4 tiers of my EDC system, I'd like to show you how I carry those items. I think that's an important part of everyday carry, is not just what you carry, but how you carry it. Because you want to make it so it's convenient, so you're always going to have the items that you want on you at all times, as well as be fairly streamlined. So you have take into account items for redundancy, as well as just general fashion, so you don't have to have any weird customizations. It should just generally work for all the various pockets. So let's get started with how I carry my EDC items. Here's how I carry my EDC system. Let's start off first with Tier 1. So as you can see, I have my hat, I have my watch, here's the cell phone. I'll usually have the cell phone in the front left pocket of my pants. I have my wallet in one of the back pockets. My EDC keychain, which I'll have stored in the front right pocket using the P7 suspension clip. Okay, let's move on to tier 2. You see I have my paracord bracelet. And then as far as the tools, have the pocket knife. And then these 3 particular items, the multi-tool, the pen, and the flashlight, I'll usually have those in my watch pocket. So that small little pocket that you have in the front right pocket. And all those tools fit right in there. So let's continue on with tier 3 now. So, Urban EDC tin. Usually go in that inside pocket there. I'll usually have the radio kind of close by, so I'll have it in this pocket. Here's my notepad. That'll also be next to the Altoids tin. My mini I'll keep in this other inside pocket. I'll usually have my primary flashlight in this pocket. I find that being right-handed, I'll usually want to have the majority of the items in my left pocket. I also will put the pencil in there as well. And then with external power, I'll usually have that in the same pocket as the mini. And so those are all the items that I carry in my person. Then it's just a matter of carrying my Urban EDC backpack. That concludes all of the items that I carry as part of my EDC system. So I've been very happy with my current configuration. I find that I always have all the items that I generally need for everyday purposes in my urban environment. So I'm sure that some of you would probably want to have different items in different tiers of your own EDC setup, but I highly recommend going with a tiered approach. It helps you stay organized, it helps you keep track of items of redundancy, and just general prepping planning. I think it's very helpful, at least for me, and I think it probably would be for you. So that concludes all the items in my EDC. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video featuring my updated EDC. Please feel free to leave any kind of comments below in the comments section. You could also download the PDF that includes all the items in this video as well as hyperlinks to those items. Talk to you guys later.